Someone's trying to give me a coronary heart attack just for talking about this. Semi-nomadic, hunter-gatherer in 20,000 years to forging stone tools, to melting metal, and the Iron Age and the Bronze Age. And then we've gone through a rapid industrialisation process, and then we've gone through a rapid computerisation process with smartphones, and then suddenly there's telepathic armies following you around the world. Right, well, seems normal to me. Not. So my theory is that our own evolution is too rapid, is too quick. It's obvious. So what is evolution according to Darwin? Yeah, it's a total random, spontaneous genetic mutation of the genome. It's brought about over hundreds of thousands or millions of years. Totally random. That randomly forms some type of physical, genetic advantage to a species that allows that species to proliferate over others and produce its own offspring over absolutely hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. But yet we're standing here over 50,000 years from one ice age, and we've gone from Neanderthal stroke Homo erectus to the age of computers in 50,000 years. Now that doesn't strike you as totally impossible, bordering on ridiculous, then nothing ever will. So, my proposition is that every stage of our evolution has been managed, enhanced by extraterrestrials or aliens. It's obvious. If Darwin was right, and if evolution is a totally slow, natural process that's totally natural and random and spontaneous, then it should, then we should still be in the farm age. We should still be in the stone age. We should still be in the stone age, but in stone tools and axes, and in small dwellings with thatched huts. We should still be in that age, but yet we're not. So that strikes me as tremendously suspicious. The fact that evolution is a naturally slow process, but yet we've evolved so fast. So another thing is, there is more, and it's worse. It proves it's worse. I've just said it all, but it's totally obvious. Totally obvious indeed. The Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox. The Goldilocks zone. The Goldilocks zone. So, for intelligent life, for any life in that matter to exist at all, there needs to be just the right distance from the sun, just the right planet size, the totally right atmosphere. There are so many variables, hundreds of different planets that need to be totally perfect for this paradox to produce life. But yet we do produce, we are human and we do exist, but yet according to maths, and so according to physics and all the, and they've even calculated this with computers, we shouldn't exist. We shouldn't exist at all. We shouldn't exist. With this Goldilocks hypothesis, we shouldn't exist, yet we do. So why is there a miracle here? It's controlling the miracle. So why? Extraterrestrialism or aliens once again. There's only one answer. You keep asking these same scientific questions, you look at them for days, you think about them for days, and you just come to the conclusion that it has to be the big alien. It has to be. There's two massive theories that I've just presented. I'll just go over them again. the Goldilocks zone, we shouldn't exist, but yet we do. So why do we exist? Well, probably because we're being managed to exist through aliens. The first one, I can't even remember what the first one is, it's just so obvious it's unreal. Is that our own evolution was too quick. So evolution is meant to be a very slow, natural process. There's totally spontaneous adaptations in the genome are meant to take thousands of years. Thousands. Yeah? But yet, 50,000 years, we've gone from hunter-gatherer to the computer in 50,000 years. And that is not right, not on. So it begs the question, who's really managing this? My theory is that every step of our evolution has been programmed, planned, enhanced, or brought about by aliens. Aliens. The big word again, A. A word, alien, or in another way, extraterrestrial. I will go furthermore. I think telepathy in human beings has been enhanced and brought about. Telepathy in human beings has been enhanced and brought about. That's what I would say. So the ability to read minds, the ability to remote view, like Charles Xavier on X-Men. Charles Xavier can remote view. Charles Xavier can view this scene but be 500 miles away in his... Charles Xavier can view this whole, but be 500 miles away in his country mansion. How? Telepathic remote viewing. Is that natural to Homo sapien or Neanderthal? No. No way. I don't think it is particularly natural at all. I think this remote viewing ability has been enhanced. Sometimes things aliens, I'm not sure. It's totally complicated at this point. Yeah? So what is the issue? Is if the human consciousness becomes too enhanced. If human consciousness becomes too enhanced or too telepathic, the question is, are they still Homo sapiens like me? Obvious answer is no. They're a new species based on their consciousness enhancement alone. So let's call them Homo sapien X, as in the X-Men. Let's call them Homo sapien X. If a human like me was taken and my consciousness was enhanced a lot, incredible amount, so I became very telepathically powerful, would I still be a Homo sapien? Obvious answer is no. I'd be some type of new species that isn't defined by science, or isn't allowed to be defined, or is swept under the carpet deliberately as part of some type of coup or conspiracy. So what would be the problem then? Is that so this type of new human being who is enhanced and extremely deeply telepathic would exist in a different social niche. It exists in a different social, so they would have the good job opportunities. They would have the good car. They would be not immune from death, but be protected from a lot of health conditions, telepathically induced health conditions. And in that way, they would exist in a different social niche. And because of that, there is a very strong argument that you could class them as actually a different species to me or others, i.e. Homo sapien X. I mean, why not? Why not? So you could do it. So another thing is that in the dictionary, the definition of a species is the ability to mate and reproduce viable offspring with its own kind. But yet, we all possess part Neanderthal DNA. So at one point, our predecessor, which was Homo erectus mated with a Neanderthal and produced some type of viable offspring that is still in our genetic lineage. Now, surely for a start, the definition of a species needs to be redefined, if that's correct. So obviously, yeah, so Homo erectus was one species, Neanderthal was the next. But if they can if there was some reproduction somewhere down the line between two different species, and if this genome was continued, and then we still possess some of that genetic material as Homo sapiens tens of thousands of years later, then two different species being able to reproduce, then basically the dictionary definition of the species needs altering or redefining. So in modern day society, if we're all Homo sapiens, and let's say there's a technology or a type of consciousness enhancement that came about and gave everybody the type of telepathic ability to be very enhanced and very deep mind reading and visual and all this, and surely they could then be classed as a new species because they're occupying a different social niche. So what is evolution? Evolution is survival of the fittest or strongest. So in this day and age, surely the strongest are those people who are able to occupy the best jobs, possess the best cars, negotiate or gain the best wage, and exist within the most affluent social niche. So in that respect, could a new species be defined by simply the ability to exist within a different social niche? In other words, a different class bracket. Could they? I believe they could. So we're talking about, so is this too crazy to understand? Superman, totally different species, but look the same. Superman looked the same as me or you, but he's an alien. Superman was an alien. Superman was an alien, but looked the same. He was some type of humanoid. He was some type of hybrid, and Superman had loads of telepathy. You go back, you watch the movies. Superman had bits of mind reading, bits of visual telepathy, this, that and the other. You go back and watch the movie, it wasn't just this superpower, this Iron Man thing. He had bits of telepathy, but yet was a totally different species. But you could be Superman with the camera. You could be a different species filming me with the camera. And in any minute you could break out and zoom around the world and save humanity. Or do something extraordinary with your physicality, or read minds. In that way you'd be classed as a different species. You would be a hidden species. So I repeat the term. So in this chapter of speech, I will loosely define it or call it as the hidden species. So is there a hidden species amongst us? And the other thing is, it isn't just the telepathically enhanced human that could be hidden. There could be a totally different species amongst us. So it isn't just Superman. Yeah. So Superman. So if a type of Superman or X-Man. Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man had senses. Spider-Man had senses, exactly. If there's a Spider-Man, Superman, or X-Man amongst us, what happens if there's a totally different species? There's millions of years down the evolutionary line. They simply popped in and out. Some people refer to as imposters, who had the ability to shape-shift, a technology within their own consciousness where they could basically mask the human form. So if you were a shapeshifter from another planet, a million years advanced, you could look at me and you could take my own image. Just through looking at me, you could fake my own image, and that would be your secret weapon, for instance. You could be totally, you could be different, not even a humanoid, basically, not even a human hybrid. You could be a different type of species, completely different type of species. So the point I'm trying to make is that there could be a hidden species or hidden number of species, and some of them even look human and could even be humanoid. Yeah, and the whole thing could be linked through telepathy. Yeah, because any type of advanced species, whether it be humanoid or COVID to be a microbial virus. Well, if we were created by aliens in the first place, which we probably are, then everything must derive from aliens.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult. So is it a rogue human that's created a virus in a lab, or is it pure alien witchcraft? You'll never know. You'll never know, because humans are smart now. We're at the point where we can create microbes and viruses. Humans could create a virus and release it, called COVID.
Of course.
Then again, it could be alien witchcraft. 1350, they could call it the plague. The plague was probably alien witchcraft. 1350, the bubonic plague was probably alien witchcraft. But I mean, that's a really good question. It really needs thinking about. Someone trying to give me a coronary heart attack just for talking about this. It all depends on, yeah, the level of understanding that you hold within your own mind and what you want to believe, really. It all depends on that sort of concept within your own mind or within your own consciousness. But anything can be anything. Anything can be anything. But now humans are that smart that they could create. So there is sometimes now, in this day and age, there could be a fine line between what could be alien, derived through more alien, and what could be human. But there could be half and half. You've got to be careful now. Yeah, you've got to be careful what you know and what could come from what. Because we're so technologically advanced now. We're so technologically advanced, so...
Okay, thank you.